Joshua got a tough fight in front of him.
He does with Usyk, yes. Who do you like in that fight?
That's a 50-50 fight. Usyk is a tremendous talent. That's just going to be
I agree. Listen, for me, if I had to say it real quick, Terence, Usyk knows how to win. That's a talent. That's a talent. A lot of guys outside our sport don't understand that. What do you mean, Teddy? He knows how to win. What about this? What about? He knows how to win. He's always won. He won in the Olympics. He's won all the way through the cruiserweight, put all the titles together. He knows how to win. He's got that kind of mindset, that kind of confidence, that kind of belief. And he's got good legs. He's got good legs. He's the smaller guy. Everyone's saying, oh, he's too small. He's too small. Well, Holyfield wasn't too small. When he went up there and introduced himself to some big guys, he wasn't too small. So I agree with you. That's a very interesting fight.
Those are the words of, once again, Terence Crawford and Teddy Atlas. And Terence was asked once again, how does he feel about Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua? And he left it with, hey, it's going to be a very tough fight. It's going to be a very tough fight. And it's a 50-50 fight. And I think he left it like that because I feel that it could either go either way. Points for Usyk, knockout for Joshua. That's the natural flow of things. The natural flow of things. Speaking of Terence Crawford is a guy that can fully empathize with Oleksandr Usyk because he's in the exact same position that Usyk is. You know, he's still in that position. And the weird thing about that is, unlike Usyk, he's having problems because getting fights and at welterweight because of the politics at welterweight. You know, you got Porter, you don't know what he's going to do. He doesn't really seem like he's too interested in making a fight, even though it's going to purse bid. You know what I mean? And because of that, what you don't hear from Sean Porter, a guy that gives you an action fight each and every time, I don't think that he's really interested in fighting Terence Crawford. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But Keith Thurman doesn't respect him. Errol Spence didn't want to fight him. Danny Garcia ducked him at 140 and then 147 now when they offered the fight for Terence Crawford. So, I mean, he's having problems fighting, but he was looked at as the smaller guy moving from 140 and was not respected. You know, and guys said their 2 cents about how they feel he wasn't respected. So, you know, Terence Crawford understands skill. He understands ring IQ. He understands footwork. He understands ring generalship. He understands it all, and he possesses the same thing, okay? Oleksandr Usyk, just because he's small doesn't mean he's ineffective. Just because he's small don't mean that a bigger guy should run over him. That's what you would think with a carnal mind. But if you use common sense and reasoning, you will see, hey, Oleksandr Usyk, if he was that small, Derek Chisora would have mauled him and ran him over. He mauled him, yes he did, but he did not run him over. He tried to run him over, but in spots he was still getting countered, he was still getting caught, he was still getting outworked, he was still getting outpunched by Oleksandr Usyk. However, Derek Chisora was a great barometer for the heavyweight division, a great introduction to that welcome to the tough guy league in the heavyweight division. He was. But he didn't go anywhere. You never seen him buckle. You didn't see him hurt like he did Parker. He put it in. That was a later Derek Chisora. Understand, that wasn't a Derek Chisora from last Halloween. There was a Derek Chisora from this year. And then they robbed him, I feel. Okay? But Joseph Parker still went down, and Joseph Parker is said to be, is known to be a pretty tough guy. He ain't known to be chinny at all, but he still failed to the hands of Chisora, didn't he? But did Usyk do that? No, he didn't fall. He didn't stumble. You know, he got hit with some shots. You could see it. Okay, but he gave his own back. He held his own. Okay, so back to Terence Crawford. Him saying, hey, it's a 50-50 fight because of the things that we just discussed. Okay, because he knows, like, hey, people didn't respect me either. But, hey, I've taken out 5 fighters at welterweight. All of them. He's stopped or knocked them out, every one of them, since he's been in welterweight. And then, you know, looking at Terence Crawford for a second, you think someone wants to join that list of KO? If he could do that, you think Sean Porter you think he wants to worry about getting beat again? Because if Sean Porter loses to Terence Crawford, he knows it's truly over for me. I might have a couple good fights, make a couple good purses, but they will never be at a League of Championship status. They won't. Because Errol Spence has the rest of the belts, and Manny or Ugas are going to keep the other belt. Okay, so that won't be the case unless Ugas wins and somehow he gets a fight with Ugas after if the Terence Crawford fight falls through. Okay, but Usyk is a guy that has his opportunity, just like Terence Crawford should. And because he has, it's a dangerous position. So 50-50 is a reasonable prediction, and that I would agree with. I wouldn't argue with, because that's a difficult fight. A lot of people look at that a certain type of way. They look at that, brute strength over skill and size, but we shall see. But anyway, oh yeah, Teddy Atlas, okay? Teddy Atlas added to that, okay? So Usyk does know how to win. He doesn't know how to lose. Floyd Mayweather said it best, he said it best. When you win, it's in your mind. But when you lose, it's in your mind. Manny Pacquiao's lost. I've never lost. That's why it's not in my mind. But it's going to be in the back of Manny Pacquiao's mind each and every time. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Right? But he's true. Some fighters know how to win. Floyd, winner. Usyk, winner. He knows how to do things that wins. And like I've said, I think Usyk is more focused on Joshua than Joshua on Usyk. It's just natural. Joshua's a guy that has to have many tasks because he's been in that situation many times. So does he get the job done 98.9999% of the time? Yeah. Right? But that 1.1%, he don't. So it's a possibility of him missing the ball again. Is he preparing? Sure, he's preparing. But then if your focus is split, it could always be a chance that maybe he's not as focused on Usyk because of other things in the play, in the mix. So, but it was an interesting thing that Teddy Atlas said, that, hey, he knows how to win. So some people are just special and they do those type of things. They know how to do certain things to turn it on in certain situations. If we've seen Usyk do that out of nowhere, he's throw 4, 5, 6, 7 punch combinations and make things happen, special things happen. Okay, that's why he's on the pound for pound list. So we'll see how special he is come September 25th. You guys tell me what you think about Teddy and Terence's prediction on Usyk versus Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.